Hello everyone, this is Brian Ankney with Auto Success Magazine. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day today to join us. Today my guest is Peter Martin, and we're going to talk about how important video testimonials and testimonials as a whole are to growing your business. But before we get started, a couple things I'd like to go over. If you take a look on that panel that runs on the right side of your screen, you'll see questions. It's near the bottom. It's like the third from the bottom. And right next to questions is a plus sign. If you click that plus sign, it'll open up and give you a little pane where you can type in questions. We're going to hold the questions till the end of the presentation. This is a quick presentation today, and so we'll answer all of your questions at the end. For those of you that, I had different posts out there, but I recently just made a deal with a vacation company, and so today, the two best questions, the people that ask the two best questions are going to earn a vacation. And essentially what it is it's a 3-day, 2-night accommodations for two at 30 different cities all across the United States, including, everybody's favorite Las Vegas is on the list. So yeah, try to think of some great questions and take a vacation. As I mentioned, my guest today is Peter Martin. Peter Martin is the president and CEO of Cactus Sky Communications. If you're not familiar with them, they specialize in lots of digital marketing, email marketing, testimonial builder, lots of different digital marketing. Peter, say hello.
Hey, welcome everybody. Thank you for taking the time today. I'm very excited to be here, Brian, and thank you very much for having me as your guest.
Hey, no problem. So yeah, one of the things that with video testimonials that is very, very important is the ability, people believe other people. And in all marketing, what you say about yourself means far less than what others say about you. And so with our current state of technology, you have the ability now to not just have a written testimonial, but to have a video testimonial, and then from there, put it all over the internet. So rather than you telling your story, it's far better to let your customers tell your story. One of the neat things with search, and search is very good at getting you local results. And so by doing video testimonials, you will be found in search, and you can help build a local presence for yourself. Because Google also owns YouTube, and they're the two largest search engines, and Google can now search the spoken word just as well as they can search the written word. You're going to dramatically improve your rank in your organic Google results. Google's also now, actually giving preference to testimonials and to rankings and customer ratings, and so you'll see an incredible boost. We've actually seen where individual people can beat dealerships. I'll say that again. An individual salesperson now has the ability to beat dealerships in organic search, because the dealerships are just a little bit behind the curve right now, and there are some salespeople out there that are taking the bull by the horns and making it happen. And then the most important thing, the reason that we go to work is to generate new customers, and this is going to help you do this big time. Let me switch to here.
Hey, Brian, one of the things that you said, and you kind of said it, and I want to make sure that we emphasize it, because one of the things that you mentioned is Google and YouTube. One of the things a lot of people don't know about, and I think it's kind of like a little bit of a secret out there, is Google has invested millions of dollars on voice recognition software. So what Google is actually doing is they are actually listening to the videos, and once they listen to the videos, they're pulling out things that are being said in the videos and using those keywords to affect the search engine algorithm, which is pretty powerful.
Wow, yeah, absolutely. So this slide right here talks about ZMOT, which probably half the people on this call are familiar with that, maybe half not. But it's basically it's a zero moment of truth, and it's something that Google really came out with when they kind of talked about how people's sales or their search to buy products had changed. Peter, you want to walk them through this one?
Well, it's actually a funny slide, because when I spoke at NADA this year, I was talking about the change in the buying process and how it takes longer, and I actually went out and I wanted to use a Yellow Pages as a prop in my speech. I couldn't find one anywhere, and that really illustrated the point of the whole study of the zero moment of truth, because in the old days, and I'm not that old, and Brian, you're younger than I am, but when I wanted to buy something, I'd open up the Yellow Pages, I'd look through and find the product, and then call that company. Today, people go to Google, and Yellow Pages are pretty much almost extinct. And what we're talking about here is when people are thinking about buying something, they go and they do their search on Google, they read reviews, they watch videos, and then they're going to ask their friends. And that's why an online review or a video testimonial becomes such a powerful tool, because if you look at the buying process, what they're doing, searching, reading reviews, watching videos, and asking your network. Well, when you look at a video testimonial, it incorporates all four aspects into one simple solution.
Yep, because what happens is your videos, because Google has invested so much money into voice recognition, when you do the video and you say the name of your dealership, the name of yourself, the city that you're in, the make, model, year of the vehicle, the customer name, those are all things that Google is going to get from their voice recognition. So now when somebody says, you know, I'm looking for a Ford F-150, and Google knows that I'm in Colorado Springs, now all the testimonials, all the video testimonials for Ford F-150 in Colorado Springs, they're going to have the opportunity to show up in my organic results. And who would rather, I mean, and in today's society, who would rather read along, you know, text, you know, message on a screen versus watching a video? Everybody would rather watch the video. So you even have a higher opportunity to be clicked. And then from there, you know, they read reviews. Well, the first thing that they hear about is Jim Jones, who sells Ford F-150s up the street, is the best car salesman I've ever dealt with in Colorado Springs. So we've incorporated two of the three. Then, you know, the watch video, well, we just watched the video. And then the fourth component that's great about a video testimonial is when somebody buys a new car, what's the first thing they want to do? They want to let everybody know they just bought a new car. So what's more powerful than you shooting your video testimonial, sending it directly to them on their phone? They're probably sharing it on social before they even leave the dealership. So with a video testimonial, you really have the opportunity to incorporate all four of these aspects of ZMON. This week, we've kind of touched on this already, but Google and YouTube are the, you know, Google owns YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. So Google actually owns both the number one and the number two, which a lot of people aren't aware of that. These terms are from last year, but reviews, you know, 60,000 average monthly searches. And with the growth of lots of review sites and more people starting to change their shopping and buying behaviors, that number, I'll bet you, has doubled this year. Testimonials, 8,000 average searches. Video testimonials, 320 average monthly searches. And those numbers are only going up. Let's see here.
Well, the other thing too, Brian, with the searches is when people are going and they're searching for a product, and you mentioned that earlier, which is very powerful, is the videos. One of the keys about the video is the number of views. So if you have a video that is a testimonial that you shot, and it's a customer taking delivery of your vehicle, and that video has 20, 30, 40 views, as opposed to just a standard video that is out there that has 5 or 10 views, when Google is looking at and they're searching for a video relative to a 2016 Ford F-150 in Columbus, Ohio, they're going to pick the video that has the most views. And that's one of the benefits of doing video testimonials, because it's not a typical sales video where people aren't really in tune to watch them. A video testimonial, a lot of times you can leverage the customer and get the customer to share that video, because the customer's kind of bragging a little bit. And that goes back to that earlier screen about zero moment of truth, you know, getting feedback from friends. Well, if they're sharing that video, it's kind of like the reverse. Instead of asking for the feedback, they're actually giving the feedback. You know, and that becomes powerful, because those people, you know, will watch that video over and over. Their friends will watch that video. So now your view count goes up rather dramatically, and that's another one of the big benefits with SEO.
Yeah, well, and you know, I mean, for everybody that's listening, I mean, imagine if your son, daughter, niece, nephew, mother, grandmother, I mean, think about all the just your family, just your family is going to get you more views than most videos get. I mean, or I'm not your family, just your customer's family. So when you shoot the video, you need to share it with the customer immediately. So the first post they put on Facebook or their first tweet is about you. So that way, all their friends and family instantly take your video and put it miles and miles ahead of any just canned dealership video that's sitting on the website waiting for somebody to click. Now when Google searches, it's not going to be the dealership up the road. It's going to be you. You'll be the individual person that they see. And the weight, and I mean, we kind of touched on it earlier. Every business is the leader in something, and they're the best, and they have the best prices, and they have the best service, and they have the best everything. If you listen to their ads, that's why most of us anymore are almost completely immune to that type of advertising. The only thing that we all look for now is we want to talk to a friend experience, somebody that we know that had a good experience, and by watching these videos, even people that you don't know. I mean, how many people read random Yelp reviews and pick every restaurant they go to based on that when they're out of town? I mean, I'm as guilty as the next guy, or Google reviews, you know. And so we all put more weight in what people that we've never met before say about a restaurant. They could be crazy, but we all do it. And so now we're going to help you. You know, by using video reviews, you can do the same thing. You can become the restaurant that everybody wants to go to, the car salesperson or car dealership that everybody wants to buy from, because the videos don't lie. Now you can probably see up there, 9 of 10 customers will trust an online review as much as a personal recommendation, and I think that statement is more true now than ever before.
Well, you know, talking about that for a second, one of the things that Ron Max, who's kind of like the resident expert on online reputation, did when he was selling, and it was a big benefit for him. You can hear him talk about it sometimes when he's doing the webinars about online reputation. He said he would tell people, don't take my word for it. Hear what my customers have to say. And this is before video testimonials were available, and he would simply take people and send them to cars.com, and he was like the most highly reviewed salesperson on cars.com for the Mile One organization. He had like 60 or 70, reviews. So when somebody was thinking about do they want to do business with Ron, he would tell them to go to that page, and all of a sudden they're reading all these great reviews, and it was a big fit for him. And he actually tells stories about who people drove from Pennsylvania to Baltimore to buy a car from him because of his online reviews. With the video testimonials, it's so much more powerful because unlike a review, which a lot of people are skeptical of because they can be written. I mean, let's face it, how many times in our lives we have asked for a review and the friend or client says, oh, just write up the review and I'll sign it, I'll put my name on it. People know that happens a lot. But when they see a video testimonial, they can see the person's energy, they can see their facial expressions, they can hear their tone, their inflection, and they know that what that person's saying is true or if it's a bunch of BS. And that's why it has so much more power.
Yep. And so if you're not using video reviews right now, I think the underlying message that we're trying to get across is you really need to start. And I'd be willing to bet $50 there's not one person on this call that doesn't have a smartphone with a camera, or at least access to one that I mean, probably everyone in the dealership has one. And if you don't, borrow one, or go buy one. You definitely need it. You need it because video reviews are going to change the way that our industry operates and the way that you find and get and keep customers. One opportunity that I'd like to offer to everybody that's on this call today is a product that will make this easier for you. There is a product that will do all the heavy lifting for you called Testimonial Builder, and I'd like to let you all try it for free. Your first 27, so that should last you about 2 weeks or a month, whatever. Actually, I was joking that the 2 weeks is a joke. My very best salesperson I ever had on a webinar did 54 a month, so the 27 would be 2 weeks for him. But you're welcome to try Testimonial Builder for free, up to 27 reviews, and basically it's very simple. Go to the App Store, download it, put it on your phone, and what it will do for you is it's going to create, publish, syndicate your online videos. So if some of what we said sounded like a foreign language about how to get these videos seen, this will do it for you. This is super simple. I'm going to show you. You shoot a testimonial, the time of delivery with your phone. The program automatically optimizes your videos, increases exposure. It'll improve your relevance. You use the app to create and publish your videos. This is actually what the app looks like. This is how simple it is. You sign in. You can sign in using Facebook. You add new, shoot the video, and it's even going to give you a script. It's important that you follow the script because as much as you rehearse, if you forget to name the city, the make, the model, customer name, your contact information, any of those pieces makes the puzzle kind of fall apart. So it's very important that you follow the script, and you can customize it a little bit, but you want to make sure each of the fields that are in the parentheses that you fill in those gaps, because that's what's going to make Google find you.
And that's a really good point, Brian, because that's the whole key. That's why we put the app, the script, the teleprompter in the app, is because we want to make sure that whoever's using it puts in their city and state. Because if you think about it, let's go back to the basics for a second. I'm looking to buy a new Ford F-150. I go to Google and I type in Ford F-150s for sale, okay? And it's going to pull back millions and millions of search results because it's going to pull from anywhere in the world, And the next step, the next logical step in the search process is you narrow your search by your city and state. So as long as you're putting in the year, make, and model and the city and state, now you've got this massive competitive advantage because people are searching. And if you think, and I know I'm going down a rabbit hole a little bit, but if you think about how the car buying process has changed, and one of the seminars I went to at NADA was interesting because they were talking about the fact that it now sometimes takes upwards of 90 days. The car buying process has taken 90 days because people are doing a lot of research, they're doing all their shopping, and then they narrow down. Once they've figured out the vehicle they want, then they start going specifically into that vehicle that they want in their area. And that's how they start narrowing down tips. They spend a lot of time on the OEM sites doing all their research. They're going all those third-party sites to learn about the vehicles, to decide which car they're interested in, and then they start narrowing it down. So this city and state piece is a critical part. And if done properly, you're going to find that your videos that you're shooting are going to end up coming very up high and highly ranked in the search engines.
Yep, and I mean, and right now the average car buyer is spending 18 plus hours online before they visit a dealership, and then the average car buyer also only visits 1.2 dealerships before they make a purchase. So the idea of being a great closer is really not as important as being a great marketer, because they're only going to visit 1.2 dealerships. By the time they get to your dealership, unless you really mess up, they're probably going to buy a car. And so it's become far more important to be good at getting them to visit your dealership, because that's the critical step. They're not going to visit 5 dealerships like probably everybody on this phone call at one point in our lives visited 4 or 5 dealerships to buy a car, because what most of us bought our first car before the internet, and probably almost all of us were selling cars before the internet was what it is today. But today the whole game has changed. People are only going to visit 1.2 dealerships. So unless you make a critical error, you're going to sell them a car, because they know you have what they want. But here's what's important. You have to get your hat in the ring. When they do that search, they're going to probably check out 18 hours of sites. If some of that is watching videos of people who love you and rave about you, and that gives you the opportunity to be the dealership they visit when they buy their car.
Well, Brian, it's funny because you think about that for a second. Remember what Zig Ziglar said? He said, people buy from people they like. So when people buy from people they like. So now all of a sudden, if I'm thinking about buying a car and I'm looking at a couple different dealerships and I'm hearing people give testimonials about a particular salesperson, hey, Brian was the greatest guy in the world to work with. He didn't pressure me. And I tell a lot of people that I don't care whether you own the dealership or you run the dealership or you just work at the dealership. When you're doing a testimonial, that's about you. Okay, so if you're a salesman, you want to get testimonials, whether you use this app or not, or if you get somebody to film them, or however you do it, it doesn't make a difference to me. But if you want to be successful in selling today, based upon what you just said, people are narrowing their search down to 2 dealerships. If you can have people out there saying good things about you on Facebook, on YouTube, on Google+, in their email, sharing it out with their people, and all of a sudden they're saying, hey, you know what? Brian is the greatest guy. You should do business with him. That is going to give you the competitive advantage all of those other salespeople out there in the marketplace. So this product and this process we're teaching right now is a way for a salesperson to really stand out and take advantage of how things are changing in the marketplace.
Absolutely, absolutely, and you know what? And who doesn't? I mean, people are so accustomed to giving testimonials now that I mean, not everybody, but people are so accustomed to doing it that you'd be surprised. Your customers are going to they're actually going to enjoy this process. And when you have a fan that's a raving fan, it's a big difference between just a regular fan. I mean, they're going to remember doing a testimonial. It's going to not just help you with future relationships, but it's going to solidify the relationship that you either just initiated or just reinitiated if they were a repeat customer.
Hey, Brian, can I go down a sidebar for 1 second? Because one of the things that some people tell me is, I don't think my customers are going to want to give testimonials or they're afraid of the video. You would be amazed at how wrong that is. And the best example I can give you is when we actually built this product for a company called Zumba. Zumba is a fitness company, and they do like this dancing fitness type thing. And they had me go to one of their sessions, and they wanted me to film some testimonials. Well, I got there, and the lady who was the instructor showed up late. So I was planning on filming all of the people before the Zumba class, all these women before the Zumba class. And she said, no, you're going to have to wait till after the class. Well, I'm sitting there for an hour, so I call my wife. I'm like, I'm just sitting here wasting my time because no one is going to come out of the Zumba class after being hot and sweaty and let me film a testimonial. Well, I was completely wrong, okay? And I was so wrong. Literally, these women came out of the Zumba class soaking wet, mascara running down their face, hair all matted and sweaty. They were fighting to get in front of the camera to give their testimonial, and some of them were like off the charts. You know, one was like, oh, I love this Zumba class. I've lost 30 pounds. My husband just bought me a new wardrobe. I could not believe it. So if you think that people aren't willing to get in front of your iPhone or your Android and film a testimonial, I will just tell you, put that thought to rest because it's not true. They will jump over themselves to get on camera, and that's a big benefit for you.
Yep, absolutely. And I know I mentioned it a bit earlier, but always give your website and your phone number on your testimonials. After the customer gives their testimonial, you close with your name, your website, your phone number. Just like any other type of advertising. You want to make sure that we just gave them the call to action. Now we give them the ability to contact you. And here's something that the app does that is this is an advantage to using an app is that you ask for permission to use the testimonial, and then so you ask them to just sign. They just sign with their finger, just like like a lot of small retail stores do now. So now there's an electronic copy stored just in case the customer would say, well, hey, I didn't give you permission to do that. This way you're asking them, and here's the other good benefit is this makes it clear to the customer. The customer understands that you're going to use it. And I think it's more of an education for the customer is even more important than the protection of the signature. This way the customer is fully aware and they've given you consent, and they're aware that they've given you consent. So there's no way to mix words on that. There's no way to misunderstand that you're going to be posting this, and they will likely see themselves.
And that's one of the big benefits of the app as well, Brian, because we do it all for you. It's right there. You don't have to worry about getting a form filled out and putting it in a deal jacket or anything like that. It's all done right there. It's real simple. Hey, Brian, would it be okay for me to use your testimonial on my my email marketing or my website and on my advertising? Oh, sure, no problem. Okay, just sign right here. And that way it's done and you're protected. And that's a really important piece because you don't want to be using somebody's testimonial without their consent because it can come back and bite you.
Yeah. And then here's the part that's going to help you get your video boost right away. You're going to fill in the customer's email address, and they're going to be sent a copy of the video. So now they just bought a new car. They're excited as heck. It probably took too long. I mean, heck, we all know it takes too long, but it probably took too long. So they're through this process that they've been, kind of dreading, and they've been bored. But now it's time to drive that brand new car. And the very first video that they have is their testimonial of them with their new car. And so at this point, what does everybody do? Everybody does it. I mean, even those of us that might be a tad embarrassed that we share everything on Facebook, we all do it. And so you know what they're going to do? They're going to share it. And what happens there is now their grandmother clicks on it, their father and mother click on it, their kids click on it, their friends click on it, the people at the office click on it. All of a sudden, this video, before they've even driven off the lot, is going to be in front of that many people. And within 24 hours, you're going to have more clicks than any videos that are on any dealership's website. the customer did it all for you, and it cost you nothing. So now you have a happy. What'd you say?
Oh, and you're right in the money. But the thing about it is, and I don't want to sound bad or anything like this, but think about it. We're in the car business, so to us, a lot of this is, doesn't really make a difference. But the average person, this is the second largest purchase of their life. Most people, when they buy a new car, they want to brag. I mean, let's just call it what it is. They want to brag. They want to tell everybody. And now with social sharing, they can literally take that video of them taking delivery of their new car and bragging about their great car and the great deal and all stuff like this, and they are literally going to share it with everybody they know. And every time one of their friends watches it, it's another view for you and another point to help you get a higher ranking on SEO.
Yep, and I mean, and everyone is aware now of how Google works as far as the ads versus the organic, and so that's what this is beautiful for doing. Is we're going to get you organic results, so they're going to see, and they're going to be video results. Who wouldn't rather watch a video? So immediately, this customer, they do all the heavy lifting for you. They get you right at the top of the organic results because your video has more views than any other videos. And Google places more preference on testimonials than on just regular type advertising. And so right off the bat, your videos are up there, and then they just continue to grow from there. Click to this next one here. Yeah, this is actually a kind of a benefit too. I kind of touched on it before. The process takes way too long. When somebody can figure out a way to fix that problem, they're going to be a huge company. But and a lot of people are working on it. But we all know buying a car. Everybody loves new cars. Nobody likes to buy them because the process takes forever. So this is a way to take that downtime where you're waiting on the F&I department to call your customer in and take them outside to the brand new car they're excited about and shoot a video with them, which is going to get them excited. And you can turn this negative into a positive. And of course there is the chance for buyer's remorse, but you're going to take that excitement that they just had when they said yes, and instead of letting them just stew for an hour, take them outside, get them get them excited about their new car, shoot a video. That now they're sharing. You email them the video. Now they're sharing the video all over their Facebook and everything. It gives them this positive, great feeling as opposed to this negative. Oh man, I got to go in there and that guy's going to try to sell me more crap. And I mean, it really turns a negative into a positive.
And the other thing is a great way to kill time. Like you said, I mean, it's a great way to kill time.
Yeah. You keep them on that emotional high as opposed to letting them trough. I mean, that's the part that people don't like about buying cars. Everybody loves test driving cars. Some people like negotiating, some people don't, but that's really not that long of a process. And then everybody likes driving away in their new car. Nobody likes waiting on finance, and nobody likes going into finance. So yes, it's a way to fill that gap and kind of turn that negative into a positive. And then each social media share reaches their local friends and family. That's the beauty of social media. I mean, we all have some friends, especially business friends, that are far away. But the majority of the people that we know on social media, our friends, our family, they're local people. So when this person shares your testimonial, it's going to be to other people in the market where you live, where you sell cars, and guess what? They drive cars. So you're going to see a massive increase in referrals from this, in addition to just the people who just happen to find you through search. And then and I'm sure probably everybody on this line, and most of you probably found out about this webinar via Facebook or some other social media. You're all using it. All your customers are using it. Look around the showroom right now, and any customer who's not engaged with a salesperson is probably looking at their phone right now. I mean, this is where you need to be to win. Here, go ahead, Peter.
And this is a big number. I mean, if you think about it, now one of the things I want to share with everybody is, I'm sure you're aware, if you've been watching, if you're on Facebook at all, you've noticed that almost every other thing in your news feed is a video. Back at NADA, I was actually at one of the cocktail parties, and I'm at the bar getting a drink, and the guy next to me walks up, starts talking, and I asked him what he did, and he actually works for Facebook, of all things. So I started talking to him, and I asked him, I said, I'm not a big Facebook person because I'm so busy, but, when I travel, I get to be on Facebook. I said, almost all my things in my newsfeed are videos. What's going on? Because we changed our algorithm, and now video has a higher relevance in the newsfeed. And that's why you're seeing more videos in your newsfeed on Facebook. But if you think about it, the average person out there has 350 friends on Facebook. The biggest benefit for you, the car salesman or the car dealer, is this. Those people who you're sending this video to, who bought a car from you, that are then going to share it on Facebook, which that's what they do, believe it or not, that's what they do. Those people that they're friends with, for the most part, are in your PMA. They're in your primary market area because people have friends with people that they're in their area. So now you're reaching, on average, 350 people that know that customer that live near your dealership, and it's not costing you a penny. That's the power using testimonials.
Yeah, I mean, this takes. I mean, I remember when I first learned to sell cars. Everybody joked, put a couple matchbooks under the legs of your desk, so when you set a pencil down, it'll roll to the customer, so they have to get it. Or I believe Stuker used to train where you take the pencil and act like you're almost going to poke them in the eye, and then you ask them to give you 2 or 3 referrals. And so then you hand them the yellow pages, which doesn't exist anymore, and then they would try to find the white pages. They try to find their friends' phone numbers and addresses, and you got 2 or 3 referrals that were, that was great. But I mean, that was better than 0 referrals. What this does is you don't have to ask them for anything. They're going to give you 350 referrals, and they're going to do it willingly. They're going to do it willingly. And so that's the big difference. I mean, this takes a lot of the uncomfortable pieces of the car selling process and getting referral process, and it makes them all comfortable. It makes it easier on you, makes it easier on the customer. The customer gets to show off their brand new car, and you get to sell more cars. I mean, if you're not using video testimonial, you're really missing out, and you need to start doing it today. We just talked about that. So here, whether you use Testimonial Builder or you don't, or if you use Testimonial Builder just for the first 27 for free, just so you can learn the process and do it right, great. I hope that everybody learned something today. And this will help you start selling more cars. You're going to shoot easy testimonials. You're going to share them. Your customer's going to share them. You're going to build a brand for yourself or for your dealership. This is the best way to get in front of customers. Google and Facebook, everybody's changing their algorithms to lean towards video and testimonial. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to Peter Martin. If you have any questions with Testimonial Builder, or please reach out to me. My name is Brian Ankney, and you can reach me directly at 513-520-1238. And my email address is very simple. It's just Brian, B-R-I-A-N, and it's at autosuccessonline.com. Go to the App Store right now. It's out for Apple. For Android, it'll be here very, very soon. And if you want, just shoot me an email if you have an Android, and I'll let you know the day it comes out. But start using video testimonials right away. One of the neat things with the video testimonial, or I'm sorry, the Testimonial Builder will do for you, which is kind of a convenience. You can absolutely do this on your own, but if you use the Testimonial Builder, it's going to post it. It's going to take care of all the posting and optimizing for you. So essentially, I mean, what we just showed you is all you have to do. You just say, hi, this is Brian Ankney. I'm with, Colorado Springs Ford. I'm here with Peter Martin. Peter's taking delivery of his 2016 Ford F-150 King Ranch. This is a beautiful, beautiful car. Peter, how did you feel about your experience? And then Peter goes into his thing, and then at the end I say, hey, this is Brian Ankney. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. You can reach me directly at phone number, email, website, and submit the testimonial. That's how quick and simple it is. And you can start beating I'm telling you, for individual salespeople, you will be beating the dealerships in your market. If somebody, even if you don't sell Ford, let's say that you delivered me an F-150 off your used lot, and then somebody searches F-150, it is amazing. You will beat Ford dealerships that are spending money, and you don't have to spend a dime just by using those words, because Google searches the voice now. Peter, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Well, we've got a question. That's a really good question someone asked, so I'm going to go ahead and answer that one. The question was, how long should the testimonial video be? And that's a really important question, because what we found is people will watch the video, but you don't want to make it more than a minute and a half, really. You want to kind of keep it short. That's why you want to have your introduction be short. I kind of call it like an advertising donut. You do the intro, you have the meat, where the people give the testimonial, and then you close it out. but you don't want to make it too long, because if you make it too long, people aren't going to watch it. You want it to be something where they're going to watch it, they're going to see it, because the other piece is the important part of the testimonial is the close. And if you make it too long, the body of the testimonial too long, people get bored hearing somebody talk about how wonderful their car is like this. They're not going to get to the part where you say your website address and your phone number. And that's really the part that we want to get them to, because when they get your website address and their phone number, now you've got a potential customer that can reach out to you.
Yep. And actually, there was another question about the legality, and I believe we covered that with having them sign that you're going to use it. But yeah, that's a good question too, Ken.
Well, the other question that he brought up too is, how would you recommend utilizing these videos? The single best way to use these videos is in your email marketing. Now, I'm not talking about mass email marketing, but let's face it, most of the people on this call, if I'm correct, do some sort of online marketing for the dealership. They're either an internet manager or an internet salesperson, because we know that a large percentage of people that are buying the cars start online. Well, if you're communicating with anybody online, having a link to testimonials is probably one of the best things that you could include in your signature line. At the end of your email, you know, I like this phraseology. Don't take my word for it. Hear what my customers have to say. And you put a link and you take them to a page that has your testimonials. One of the benefits is our process makes it very simple. We syndicate everything. All you would have to do is then go to the YouTube page and copy your video and then put it on a website. You can either put it on your own website, you can put it on your dealer's website, but I would consolidate all of my Peter Martin testimonials in one place so I can direct my potential customers to one location to hear what people have to say about me. That is probably the single most powerful thing you can do. You can send that out as a text message. Hey, you can make a little page, peterstestimonials.com. And you're texting somebody back and forth, say, you know what? Before you make a decision on where you purchase, do me a favor. Just hear what my customers have to say about me. And you text them that link. They can click on that link. It opens up, and there's 5, 10, 15, 20 testimonials about people talking about what a great salesperson you are. So that, in my opinion, is one of the best things you can do for getting more exposure and helping you sell more cars.
Yeah, and you know, and think of it just the same way. You know, in the old days, people used to have a binder on their desk with pictures of customers and cars and a little statement from the customer. This is a much more effective version of that same thing, because in addition to capturing the people that are sitting at your desk and letting them know, it's capturing people that you've never met before, people that you never probably would have met otherwise through search. And actually, somebody asked a question about the good opening statement. I'm just going to read directly from Testimonial Builder. This is how it goes. This is Brian Ankney with Ankney Ford. I'm here in Colorado Springs with Pete Rose, and he just recently purchased an F-150. Please tell everyone about your experience, Pete. And then Pete gives his testimonial. Oh, Brian was great. This is a beautiful truck. I've always wanted it, and I didn't gamble on baseball. And then the closing. Thank you for your business, Pete Rose. If you want to have an exceptional buying experience, visit us at autosuccessonline.com, or please call me directly at 513-520-1238. I actually just used the Testimonial Builder app to do that. That's how quick and easy it is.
Exactly. One of the other questions just came across is, are you able to do any tracking? Well, right now, literally the 5 days before NADA, we finally got our approval from Apple. It was quite a long, tedious process to get our approval. So we have some dealers that are using it. They're getting great results. But the best way to look at the tracking is you can look at how many views your videos are getting. And we have one of our dealers who is leading the pack, and he has one video that has 270 some odd views. I'm not sure what the number was. I think it was maybe 280 yesterday. So people are watching the videos, which is amazing. The average video that we're seeing up there has upwards of 30 views. We also do this for other industries. We had a restaurant the other day that did a video testimonial of a customer having a lunch, and within 24 hours, we were tracking that one, within 24 hours there were 88 views of that lunch testimonial. So people are watching it, and we are putting more tracking in place to show more tracking and to kind of show the clicks from the video to the the website, but I don't have any firm numbers. So like I said, the product officially was launched yesterday, and we still are, getting some of that tracking stuff in place.
Okay. Actually, a bunch of questions coming in. Actually, one question on there was what makes you think that a friend would share another friend's thing? It's the big share that takes place is right after that testimonial. You type in the customer's cell phone number and email address, and it texts them and it emails them that video, and the customer posts their own video. So it's me bragging to my friends about my brand new car. Now, will friends maybe share that video? Maybe, but the big benefit is my 350 friends or my 500 friends, or however many, I don't know how many friends I have on Facebook, but however many friends I have, when I buy my new car, the salesman does a testimonial with me, and while I'm waiting to drive away, I get notified on my phone that here's this video testimonial. I watch it, my wife and I giggle because I look silly, and then I post it to Facebook. And now and so that's the important post. It's the customer posting to their Facebook. Now, might a friend share it? Yes, but that's not really the design. I don't know that. I mean, if that happens, that's even better. But it's the initial share by the person who actually purchased the car.
And that's the key. And the other thing too, Brian, which we didn't really talk about, what we found is the best time to do this is between the time you sell the car and getting them into F&I. And let's face it, anyone who sold a car and everyone in this phone calls sold cars, we know that is the toughest time because you're waiting for F&I to get you in there and your customer is sitting there bored to death. And you're trying to entertain them, you're trying to keep them busy, you're trying to make sure they're happy. What a great time to film a testimonial, and literally within 3 to 5 minutes, our system automatically uploads the video, syndicates it out to YouTube, and sends a copy to the person's email. And most people check their email on their phone. So while they're sitting there waiting to get an F&I, their phone starts buzzing, they open up their email, and now they're watching the video of them taking delivery of their new car. And it's another thing they can do to kill time while they're waiting to get an F&I. They start sharing with everybody. It's a great time killer.
Yep. And just so everybody knows, it's available right now for Apple. All you have to do is go to that app store and type in Testimonial Builder. It'll come up. It's a free download. Try it out, and please let me know what you think. If there's something that you love about it, tell me. If there's something that you don't love about it, tell me. We want to make an app that helps salespeople and dealerships, really push video testimonial and generate new business and have a little bit more control over their online reputation. I mean, that's another thing. Because you have a service department, you are never going to not have bad reviews. There's no way that any service department in the whole world can operate and not have some bad reviews. But let's get the good ones too. People are far more likely when they're angry to take the time to write a review. I find myself when I go to some place that I really enjoy, I try to discipline myself to leave good reviews because I honestly feel that the reviewer should get reviewed as well, because I think some people are just mean trolls out there. But now, they're coming to your service department, so you're going to have some bad reviews. There's no way that you didn't lose a set of keys, boy bumped the car into a pole. I mean, there's just stuff that happens. And so rather than just relying on the angry people to tell your story online, let's get all the happy people. And who's happier than somebody who's just buying a brand new car? I mean, I guess when you get your first house or have a child, but I mean, it's definitely up there in the top 10 things, And so, control your online reputation, and people are far more likely to watch video. Honestly, I'm sure that somebody could prove me wrong and say, oh, well, here's an example of a video that somebody shot that was unhappy because we lost their keys. I don't know how many people would take the time to do that. So being that people prefer video to text, you're crazy not to take control of your reputation and generate a ton of new business with something that will make your customer experience better and your experience better. I mean, it's across the board a win. Is there anything else you'd like to share, Peter?
No, just like I said, if there's anything we can do to help you, more than happy to do that. The product is available for free. You can use it for free. Try it out. We'd love to hear from you. And like I said, it doesn't cost you anything to try it. It's a great way to get more exposure. It's simple to use. And what you're going to find is those reviews, if used properly, is going to help elevate you. And I look at it from a standpoint of being a salesperson. If there's something I can do to give me a competitive advantage against my other salespeople in the dealership and other dealerships in the area, I want to take every advantage I can. And right now, digital is the way to go. We know people are spending time online, and there's nothing better than having somebody say something nice about you.
Yep. Well, hey, everybody, if you enjoyed this webinar, please join us for future webinars. We have topics across the board. We usually have a couple webinars a week other than right at the beginning and the end of the month, because I know that's the busiest time for everybody. But please, if you're not a member of Auto Success Webinars, the group on Facebook, please go there and join the group. You'll never miss another webinar that you want to see. You can also watch recordings of past webinars there. We had Dale Pollock on from Viato last week. It was a great webinar. Actually, some really neat direction where he sees inventory, getting inventory coming. It's actually like almost Amazon-esque with the presumptive shipping, where they ship it to you before you know you want to buy it. But yeah, it's a great webinar. If you enjoyed this webinar, I'm going to post this one to Auto Success Webinars. If there's somebody else in your dealership that you'd like to have take a look at it, it'll be up there in about 3 hours. Takes a little bit to process, and actually I've got to run and go watch the Air Force Academy's graduation. But once I get back, it'll be up there for you.
Well, awesome. Well, Brian, again, thanks for having me, and I appreciate everybody for taking the time out of their busy day. And have an awesome, awesome summer. And we're always available to help you. Give us a call. Anything we can do to help.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.